scan it.
Okay, it's going. Do you need me to?
Yeah.
Oh, great. It's going to look lovely.
Okay. Wind Power's Future by Andrew Lennox. There's always maintenance required with these wind structures, and they're huge, and there's specialized workers that are trained to deal with all this maintenance and everything, but they got to go through all this specialized training. Environmental impacts. Wind turbines are a clean source of energy. They'll reduce all dependence on oil, basically, and drive oil prices down across the country. And then they'll create a cleaner environment across the country, too. Disadvantages of wind turbines. Some people think wind turbines are just ugly and don't like the looks of them. So, yeah, they're difficult to transport and to build. They're so massive. The wind must be blowing to create any energy, and they create a slight humming noise when they're being run. Economic advantages. They will reduce the cost of energy, and they will pay for themselves within the 2 years of the 20% by 2030 plan, and they'll save lots of money for future generations. Long-term advantages of wind turbines. They will create a non-depleting resource that will constantly be there for whenever we need to be used, or whenever it needs to be used. They'll save a lot of money in the long run, and they will reduce foreign dependence on oil. The future of wind power. Wind power has the potential to become the main supplier of power in the world as it grows and everything. And it's always clean and stuff, so it'll reduce all pollution. It'll save a lot of money. The 20% by 2030 plan, it's run by American Energy for Wind Association or something like that. And its plan is to increase the power grid so that 20% of it will be run by wind energy by 2030. And this change will cost us now, but it'll pay for itself in like 2 years. The transmission improvements involved. The transmission improvements just means that the power lines all across the country are not suitable to handle the high amounts of electricities from wind turbines and stuff. And it's such a long distances from Kansas and somewhere where there's a lot of wind to cities that need the power, so they need new transmission lines to transport this power. And this graph shows that what the changes will do by 2030. And offshore sites. Offshore sites of wind turbines are simply just windmills built in the water for more power. And they have the greatest capacity for improvement because there's a lot of wind out in the ocean and where there's water, so it will generate a lot of electricity. And what improvements can be made? These windmills can be placed in deeper water, hopefully, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean or Pacific Ocean, so that they'll generate a lot of activity with no wind or lots of wind and nothing to stop the wind. I think I skipped a slide. Environmental factors of offshore wind. These windmills may disrupt the flight patterns of local birds and may also destroy local coral or anything else that's living on the bottom of the sea. There's a different depths that they can be used at. And the future of offshore sites. The future looks very good for offshore wind projects, and there's many improvements that can be made to make these wind turbines awesome and generating lots of electricity. Challenges of offshore sites. Building turbines is one of the main factors of offshore sites because it's very hard to build out in the middle of the water, and the maintenance is always difficult to get to because it's in the middle of the water. They'll have to take a boat to get there every time. And electromagnetic signals in the water from the power lines running to the windmills may disrupt local marine wildlife underneath the water. The future of wind technology. If the 2030 plan, 2000 or 20% by 2030 plan succeeds, it'll be a massive achievement, and it'll save us roughly $4 billion. Oh no, $4 billion, and it's always going to be a renewable resource, so we'll always have it, and it'll reduce pollution and stuff across the globe, and it'll create jobs. That's the end.